I'm Dan Fitzpatrick at realmoney.com. Every night we watch the same shows, Fast Money and Mad Money, and we want to use those ideas to grow our money. Well, good trading takes more than just writing down the tickers you see on TV every night and punching the buy button the next morning. I can help you know when to buy these 3 stocks I saw on TV.
Let's look at Research in Motion, Quanta, and Owens Corning. First, let's look at Research in Motion. I mean, this is like the stock, reminds me of the gang that couldn't shoot straight. Look, the stock just keeps going lower and lower. Now they say that they've hired JP Morgan and RBC to conduct a strategic view. In other words, basically look for somebody to buy them. Look, if you've been trading Research in Motion on the off chance that they're going to get bought by somebody, the good news is they probably will. The bad news is if you've been holding it for a while, you're probably at a point where you really don't care, do you? Because the stock is down. It's about a single-digit stock. Now, at some point, at some price, Research in Motion is going to be bought. And you know what? I can't use a chart to tell you when that's going to be. I could make you think I'm smart, but that probably wouldn't be the case, would it? So all we have to do is look at this. Respect the downtrend. Unless you know something, you're not going to catch the bottom. And if you do know something, you're not supposed to catch the bottom. As long as the stock continues to trickle below the 50-day moving average, and the 50-day moving average continues, we'll do that in English, continues to trickle lower like it is, this is a stock that you want to stay away from. I wouldn't want to short the stock, though I definitely wouldn't recommend that because, again, at some point, the company will be bought. We just don't know when that's going to be. But judging by the weekly chart, you can't really say the stock's at a bottom, can you? Because this, to me, looks like it's in free fall territory. We just don't have any technical support for this whatsoever. And last night, Fast Money was talking to the CEO of Quanta Services. This is the company that's going to build the Keystone pipeline once we get all the naysayers out of the way and actually get construction going. Now, the CEO says that it could probably begin at the first quarter of 2013. So far, though, this is not news. When the guy announces that, great. It's immediately factored into the price of the stock. The stock's trading at $22.50. So we know this, right? You got to watch the stock, though. This is not a bad place to pick up this stock, just not for a quick trade. If you're expecting a pop out of this news, guess what? It ain't going to happen. Here's your resistance right there. The stock broke through it, came down to test it, for the most part. Now the stock's up here. I think the best place to buy Quanta, other than like down here at the 200-day moving average, which, by the way, if it falls down to about $20.50, it's a great place to buy it. But the best place is just to start trying to build a position at the 50-day moving average. Look at the weekly chart. Okay, the stock's been trickling sideways for a while, so you can't say that the market's too frothy on this or that this stock is really, too high to be bought, nor can you say it's too low to be sold. Instead, look at it this way. It's right in the middle of the range, right in the middle of the chart. This is a stock that's more of a long-term hold. You can buy this thing as long as it stays above this 40-week or 200-day moving average. Then you got a pretty good idea that this sideways trend here that's been going on for so long, look where the 200-day moving average is, knifing right through the middle of it. As long as it stays above that level, then you got a pretty good idea that this is where the trend is going, and that's why you want to stay long. And last, let's look at Owens Corning. Kramer had the CEO of the company on last night. He had a lot of good things to say. It was actually a pretty good interview. You should check it out on CNBC.com. But look, here's an issue that I have technically. Okay, the stock had been in a really nice channel. Very nice, regular channel, even got a little bounce here. But this is where it gets a little problematic for the bulls. We have a major breakdown back to test now the 200-day moving average. So now we can say this is new support, no longer this support. That means, though, that if we got new support down here, then you're going to have new resistance, and I'm talking just strictly from a supply and demand standpoint, not a bunch of voodoo, nothing like that, just resistance here because of all the buying that occurred here. You got this big old volume spike here. For every seller, there's a buyer. For every share sold, there's one bought. So you got a lot of overhead resistance there, meaning that this is going to have a tough time not climbing up to here, just a tough time climbing through up to here. Instead, I would expect some kind of a rollover about there. So I think you can afford to stand back here. Let this stock come in. At some point, we're going to get a test of this level down here. If the stock makes a higher low, that's a better time to buy Owens Corning. Okay, that's it for today. A couple things. First of all, get over to Real Money Pro and subscribe, okay? There's a lot of great writers over there. I publish articles 4 days a week with 5 charts a day. That's going to give you some good trades. Also, I want you to check out my chart of the day. It's a free service over at stockmarketmentor.com. I send you 1 charting video a day with a good trade. But also, one other thing. Look, if you haven't taken advantage of my free 30-day trial, get over there right now and do that. Again, it's free. Like, in other words, there's really nothing to lose. When are you going to find that this day and age? So get over to stockmarketmentor.com. Take that free 30-day trial, and my bet is you're going to stick around. I'm Dan Fitzpatrick, and I'll be right back here tomorrow.
This market is
stock pickers market.
Stocks have rallied this year.
We're coming into a Monday where we're going to